Okay, so for strength day B, our first work set is going to be a target chase. It's a 12-minute EMOM, and there's 4 components of the target chase, so they're going to be doing this for 3 rounds. So the way this target chase is going to work is we have a clean press and then a squat. So everything for that first minute is going to be singles, and then we're going to start with the target chase on the cleans. So second minute will be 2 cleans, 1 press, 1 squat. Third minute will be 3 cleans, 1 press, 1 squat. And then 4 cleans, 1 press, 1 squat. So those are your 4 minutes. And then for round 2, the target chase is going to go on the press. So again, you're going to do singles across the board, and then it will be single clean, 2 presses, 1 squat. And then third minute is single clean, 3 presses, 1 squat, etc. We have 2 different options for you all here depending on size of the class and equipment. So if it's single-sided, they're going to do right side and then left side. So that would be clean press squat, and hitting the target chase on both as you progress. If they're doing double bell, which is going to make everything a little bit heavier, but we love a little bit of heavy load, they're just going to do their single clean, double bell press, double bell squat. So things that you can give as options in order to progress for some of our more advanced members if you have bells available. So for the single, right, we are standing 2 feet back from that bell. Typically, we recommend that you go your weaker side first or non-dominant side when you are doing a, both sides exercise. So for me, left then right. Okay, so if I'm on the first minute of my target chase, 2 feet back, angle that bell, pack the shoulder, eyes are forward, nice strong hike, clean, big press, bring it back down for that single squat. They can then put the bell down and reset, or if they want, they can swing switch. Clean, press, find the squat, okay? They would rest for the remainder of that minute. For this, when you're instructing, right, we're gonna need a press size bell, and we're gonna need a swing bell. For this particular work block, the press is most likely going to be the limiting factor. So they could potentially go a little bit heavier because the max amount of presses they're gonna do is 4. So keep that in mind when you're helping people select bells and then finding that target chase. If you are doing double bell, right, make sure they're same size. Sometimes people grab different things because the weights don't get put away, so make sure bells are same size. You're still gonna go 2 feet back. Legs need to be a little bit wider because we're cleaning 2 bells. So everyone will need to step in for their press. This is not an efficient pressing stance. Okay, so 2 bells. You can either go double barbell, which is, or it's called barbell grip when they're across, right? You can go double barbell grip. It's gonna be a little harder because now you have a lot more width to try to get through the thighs. You can do a V or an inverted V. I prefer the V because thumbs are already back, right? And we're always trying to go thumb to bum to make sure that that lat is nice and tight through the hike into whatever that piece of ballistic movement is, right? If it's your clean or a double bell swing. So you're gonna set them up, pack the shoulders, nice strong hike, clean, step in, hit that double bell press, step back out for your squat, big inhale at the top, hold the breath through the bottom, exhale, come tall, okay? So obviously that was the demo for the single minute, and then you would just add reps on whichever exercise and whichever round you are in your target chase. Strength day B, second work block is gonna be 30-second on, 30-second off intervals. We have 4 movements and we're gonna go through 4 rounds. So it's a push press or a jerk on the left, and then a push press or a jerk on the right. Then we're gonna go into 2 hand swings and then a bear crawl. So in our overhead work, right, our strict press is going to be the lightest bell, push press is sort of our middle heavy bell, jerk is going to be the heaviest bell. So you can explain that to members if they're trying to decide between a push press and a jerk. Also, jerk has a little bit more movement to it, so it feels a little bit more advanced. And at the end of the day, if we fail our jerk, it typically turns into a push press. Both of these bells should be a little bit heavier than what somebody would try to press for 30 seconds. But because it is a 30-second work interval, we still are probably not going like our heaviest bell because that's a lot of time under tension. So for our push press, it is a little dip, right? We're unlocking the hips and the knees and then driving tall. The biggest thing that we don't want to see here is we don't want them to squat forward, because now they're going to lose energy this way or send the bell at a diagonal. So you want to make sure that they're kind of unlocking, but it's down. So the trunk is upright and it's a drive. Okay. Same thing when we get to the jerk. You'll see a lot of people that as they do that initial load, they're going to fall forward, and then as they come out, their trajectory is up, or at it like out and up at a diagonal instead of straight up. Okay. So if you can correct that and improve the overhead, great. If this does not correct this, they may have a restriction in terms of that overhead lat length, in which case we might need to change the bell size, potentially going down so they have something to press against without having to work so hard, or we might need to give them a slightly different exercise. So for the push press, we're gonna find that nice, strong, clean. Find our rack position. Your feet should be sort of in that pressing stance, so stacked under the hips. It's a dip drive overhead, control down. The control down will actually help improve their overall strict press in the future, but it is a ballistic motion, so it can be a dip drive overhead and then a catch, okay? If somebody wants to try to go a little bit heavier, but they're nervous about the 30 seconds, a lot of times I'll give the option of like, do 5 reps, shake it out, do 5 reps again. So if you'd rather give them that option in the 30, that's totally fine, as long as they keep trying to work through versus only doing 5 reps and then resting for the whole time, because they will have that 30-second rest after. So that's your push press. For the jerk, I always have a little ditty that I sing, not very well for them, but it's a load, explode, stand, catch, stand, okay? And I always explain that this initial load is sort of unlocking the hip and loading the spring. The explode is if you're falling through a trap door, and then you stand all the way tall. So this should look exactly like they just hit a strict press. Catch, stand, right? Because again, if this is a heavy bell, we're using our legs to absorb that energy back before we go into our next jerk. This is not then right into a jerk. So make sure they have the catch, stand, reset, and then they go back into their load, explode. Okay, again, looking at from the side, it's a load, explode, stand, catch, stand. Okay, so in real time, we're gonna clean our bell, load, explode, stand, catch, stand. This is the reset moment, right? I'm in my rack position, load, explode, stand, catch, stand. I don't want people taking that catch and taking it right into their next jerk. It's not efficient movement pattern, okay? From there, they have 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, second side, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Then they're gonna go into their 2-hand slings. Pretty core movement for us in We Fit. So, right, we go 2 feet back, split the difference. We have that nice strong triangle. We're driving those hips back, angling our bell, packing our shoulders. Nice strong hike, stand, find that tall standing plank. Big exhale as the hips snap forward. Okay, the biggest thing that I'm seeing in class is, one, not starting from the ground in the hike position, which is where that ballistic truly starts. So make sure that we are telling them 2 feet back from the ground. We do not want them starting their sling like this. Okay, it's not efficient. It also puts them at greater risk to hurt their lower back. From the ground, 2 feet back. Second thing is, as that bell starts to come down, they automatically start to move their hips, right? So instead, we want to see them wait until it's past their belly button, arms are basically touching their trunk, and then the hips go back. That's how we get a hinge, because if I move here, right, my bell is moving way past my knees. We are doing a squat swing, which again is going to put the low back at greater risk, and it's going to make their movement pattern not very efficient. So really try to clean up those 2 things for any of your members where you're seeing that in class. Last exercise for the intervals is a bear crawl. So you're gonna come hands and knees. We're tucking the toes, elevating the knees, and we're gonna do a crawl forward. So opposite arm and leg move together, And you can even have them go backwards, splitting the time in the 15 seconds forward, 15 seconds back, or you can have them count 4 steps forward, 4 steps back, and complete that for the whole 30 seconds. If somebody doesn't feel comfortable with the bear crawl, they can come into that position and just hold in a bear hold, breathing into the belly. That's still gonna help build core stability. Or you can have them keep the knees on the ground and go for an alternating bird dog. Okay, so make sure that you are scaling that exercise for whatever the members in your class need for that day and for their ability. And then our third work set on strength, JB, probably don't need a video for this, but just so you know that it's on there, is a core finisher, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 3 rounds. Because we had the bear, right? You can double down and do, front plank or whatever. I probably, for me, will focus on more oblique work here, but have fun, show your personality as a coach in this finisher. So you could do the same movement 3 times and then progress it throughout the 4 weeks, or you can give them 3 different exercises. Have fun with it, play around, show your individual style.